Hi there, today we're unboxing a smartphone. So this particular smartphone is by a company called Oukitel. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So purchased on a deal on Amazon for around £50. So generally I think it's around 60, but there was an offer where it had £10 off, so I thought I'd give it a go. So it's a 3G smartphone, has Android 7, is unlocked, is dual SIM as well, has 2 gig of RAM, 16 gig ROM, and can support micro SD cards up to 32 gig. So sounded quite a good offer as a budget phone. So let's have a quick look around the packaging. Quite simple packaging there, nothing too fancy, basic details. Let's open up the packaging and see what we get inside. So initially, obviously the phone. Bit of a weight to that. Let's put that to a side. See underneath. Okay. Warranty certificate. And a quick guide instructions. So let's see quickly these. English and some other languages as well, so that's fine, that's quite good. Put that to the side. You also get a power adapter as well, a USB UK socket here, so that's good. Okay, build quality seems okay, no issues there. So 5 volts DC and 1000 milliamps on that. Okay. Next one is the actual charging cable. Good quality on this. Seems a reasonable thickness. Micro USB charging on there, so it seems fine. Okay, so let's have a look at the actual device itself. So quite strangely enough, it comes with a cover as well for the price. So a nice silicone cover on there. Let's see if we can pull that off. Have a look at it without the cover. Okay, seems reasonable quality. So on the back, looks like we've got a fingerprint reader, which I'm quite surprised. I did read it in the instructions. So for this price range, quite cool. Got a flash there, camera, looks like dual camera on there. Instructions on obviously opening up the back and putting in your SIM card. Okay, so dual SIM support on there. So 2 speakers, microphone, and the charge point. Looking around, you've got a headphone jack at the top, and power on and volume controls here. Okay, so initially there's a peel off for the front. It's very good. Let's put that just on there and let's power on for the first time. Okay, so when the phone first arrives, you won't be able to power it on straight away, and I'll show you why. So let me take the silicone cover off the back first and show you the tag just over here, so I can just put my nail in there and just pull it off, and that will help me pull off the back cover. Now that tape was just actually over the connectors just there, hence why it couldn't initially power on, but obviously with that off, the back off, I can actually show you the different points. You've got your micro SD card point there and 2 SIM card slots, and obviously, as I've already highlighted, this is the fingerprint reader. Okay, so let me put the cover back on. Quite simple to do. Start at the top and just start pushing it down until it's all clipped down. Quite straightforward. Okay, so let me power it on. Just hold on to the power just here at the side. Okay. Okay, so the standard Android welcome screen. So let's just go through the settings here. Many different languages there to choose from. We'll just click English and then United Kingdom. Get started. We don't want to insert a SIM card just yet. Set up as a new. Okay, and let me get it to join my test Wi-Fi network. Okay, it's connecting now. Okay, need to enter my Google account, so let me do that off camera next. Okay, so I've signed in my test Android account. It's just checking some info. Basic sort of stuff when you first connect and set up your device. Just go for the defaults. Okay, fingerprint, we'll do that later. Skip anyway. Google Assistant. Okay, some basic stuff for Assistant, but I'll say no thanks, don't want to set that up. And set up later. So there you go. Configured and set up quite quickly. Let's take the brightness to the max on this. Not bad. Usability wise, there's no other pages on there. Quite responsive initially, which is quite positive. Already doing some updates in the background. Okay, so the first thing, let's check out the Android version. Just confirm it is 7. There you go, Android 7. Just there, so that's good. Okay, so next let's check the storage on the actual device. So if I drop down here, go to settings, and just there, storage. So we've got 224 meg used of 11.19 gig. So the device actually has supposedly 16 gig on there, but obviously some space is taken up by the actual operating system, hence why you're seeing that figure there. So around just over 11 gig. Okay, so let's test out the sound quality and the picture quality on this and see what it's like. So this is our other channel, Geek Street Travels, and let me show you the resolutions we have available. So this is obviously a YouTube video, and it's recorded in 1080p, but this device only supports resolutions up to 720p, so that's a good thing to note. Okay, let me hit play now. Okay, quality wise, seems good. Let me turn the sound up. Sound quality wise, no distortion or anything, doesn't seem to be struggling. Sounds quite good for obviously a mobile device. Now looking at the actual bottom of this, where the speaker is, I thought there was 2 speakers here, but actually if I cover this, there is actually just one. It's a bit of an illusion given there. Okay, that's that. Picture quality wise, it seems very good, very clear, very smooth, doesn't seem to be struggling anyway. So the device can easily cope. Brightness levels wise, I think it's on maximum brightness, but still it's could be a little bit more. So I've noticed the screen on my S7 is probably more brighter than this, but still more than sufficient to be able to easily watch a video. And like I said, the quality is still very good. Okay, next let's perform a benchmark test on the phone and let's see how it performs. So I've got it installed here. Let me start it up. Let's give it access to the device. Okay, and let's hit test. Okay, so the benchmark test has completed and this is the final value it's come back with. So 20,834. So we've defeated 1% of users. So defeated meaning obviously quite low down in the ranking scale. So let's go back on this and check the ranking. So really no surprise here. Obviously this is a budget phone. Okay, so there's where it ranks amongst all the other phones. So at 20,000, just over 20,000. And there's a Sony Xperia X at just over 93,000. And just as a comparison, we did a benchmark test on a Blueboot S1. So this is another one of those Chinese phones. So that came in price-wise around £130. And that came in more than double the performance on this. So that was around 50,000. Obviously you've got to keep in perspective the actual price you're paying. So this is around the £50 mark. So reasonable for that sort of price range. Okay, so for the next test, let's try some gaming out on this device. So I've installed Real Racing 3 and let's see if we can get it started. Okay, so animation wise, it doesn't seem to be struggling. There is a little bit jerkiness just there. Okay, it's not too bad. It's not amazing or anything. Not ultra smooth. As you can see, it is juddering a little bit. Okay, let's test the playability out on it. Okay, a little bit of a lag on there, but not too bad. Reasonable in terms of playability. Graphics wise, looks great, but just obviously it does struggle a little bit to cope with some of the 3D rendering that's going on. Okay, so in terms of cameras, there's dual cameras on the rear and dual cameras on the front. So the literature actually says on the back you've got an 8 megapixel interpolation to 13 megapixel plus a 2 megapixel camera, and on the front you've got 5 megapixel interpolation to 8 megapixel plus a 2 megapixel camera. So let's give it a go and see what sort of options we've got on there. So look in settings, first of all, it's on photo. Zoom in a little bit. Picture size, megapixel, it ranges from 2 to 9. Got some low light enhancement. Preview, you can have it full screen or standard 4:3. Video quality wise, you've just got low, medium, high and fine. And there's an anti-flicker as well, obviously the Hertz setting on there. Okay, so I've had a play about with the actual camera. Quality wise, it's okay, nothing amazing, not like some of the high-end phones. Picture quality wise, it's reasonable. As you can see here, even with brightness on full, there is a little bit of a glare. So sufficient to take reasonable pictures, but nothing too amazing. I'll put some footage straight after this showing video and picture quality at the maximum resolution for front and back. Camera positioning wise, let me go back. Obviously the camera is just there, so if you're holding it, make sure your finger doesn't come down. And in terms of the front, you've got it just there. Front camera is reasonable as well, nothing too amazing on there, it's just okay. Okay, so another nice feature of this phone, it's actually got fingerprint unlocking on there. So if I go here, drop that down and go to settings, you've got screen lock, unlock with your fingerprint, click on that, I'll continue, and these are the options. Choose your backup screen lock method. So we could do maybe fingerprint plus pin. So pin wise, we'll just go for all ones. Okay. Don't show notifications when they come in. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is place our finger over the actual sensor there, and obviously you want to place it in different angles to give the best coverage possible. So I can literally just work away like so. Okay, once added, you'll see this dialog. Just click done on that. There you go. Now, if I turn it off, turn it back on again, put my finger just on the back. Let's put the pin in initially. There you go, just unlocked. Show that one more time. There you go. Works quite well. Obviously a bit tricky with the camera in the way, trying to set this up, but yeah, impressed, it works really well. Okay, so next thing, let's have a look at the applications you get on device. Obviously I have installed some additional ones, but let's see if there's any additional bloatware. So a lot of manufacturers do put unnecessary apps on there, but looking at this, obviously I did put on the benchmark software, but rest of it just seems to be standard Androids. So excellent. Really impressed the fact they didn't put loads of unnecessary apps on there. So a massive plus point for this phone. Okay, so you've seen this mobile phone unboxed, you've seen it set up. I've shown the fact it comes with no bloatware, so that's a big positive for this phone. No need to have additional apps on there that you can't get rid of or anything. It's a standard vanilla installation of Android on there. It comes with an additional gel case, so quite nice to protect it. Comes already with a screen protector on there as well. Screen quality wise, it does seem quite nice. Brightness levels I think were a little bit low for my preference, so when I was out and about with it, I would have preferred it to be a little bit more brighter, but it's fine for basic usage. Screen responsiveness is reasonable. Sometimes I did find I had to press it a bit more just to get it action in a request, but it's fine. Quality wise, we can get videos up to 720p playing on that, so it's more than enough for a basic user. Gameplay wise, you can play games on there. Obviously some of the more graphically intensive games may struggle. You know, I was seeing a little bit of juddering with graphics moving in Real Racing 3, but still usable. Sound wise, quality was quite good. No distortion at high levels. It doesn't come with any headphones, but it does have a headphone jack at the top, so that's good. Camera quality was reasonable. I don't think it was anything amazing, but for a budget phone, more than enough. Comes with obviously a charging cable and a USB charger. So price wise, I think it's a bargain for anyone looking for a basic phone. Perhaps for someone who's going to school and they need something just basic, or even maybe an elderly relative, or you just want a spare phone, which is quite cheap. So I think this actually works out quite well, around the £50 mark. So there you go. I hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing this. Details of the phone are in the description below. Thanks for viewing, and don't forget to like and subscribe.